Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your boy Mike B, and you are tuned into another episode of Keep It Moving Podcast. Y'all know who I'm here with. I ain't even gonna let them introduce themselves. Let's just talk. No, just kidding. I got my boy JT.
I was gonna let you do it.
You didn't want to say nothing anyway. What's going on?
Okay with it too.
I'm here.
And the lovely novelty. We could actually hear you today. I'm glad. That's good.
Really?
We got our mic up to 100 today.
That's
what it
I
is.
try to turn it past 100 because she be whispering. I don't know why. And she one of those women that when you get them riled up, like they super loud and super into it.
Yeah.
And you want to like turn the volume down, but when it comes to just having a regular conversation and on a talk show where you want to be heard,
yeah,
she wants to whisper and she wants to talk like this and she wants to mumble, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, but even if she loud, she doesn't make sense. So
I don't know about all that.
Tomato.
But I do have a question for Novelty. Like, what's the strangest thing that you have placed inside of your hot pocket? AKA vagina.
Poom poom. That sweet thing.
And the reason I asked is because I was talking about an article on my show the other day that I had read where a lady, and I feel like we hear this often now, where women are getting caught with pistols in their vagina.
What you call it? They snatch.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, why is this the go-to spot?
It's a
to
kangaroo pouch. Or something. Damn.
It stretches like a kangaroo pouch.
Kids come out of it, so
yeah. So it can do some. It's magical.
It can hold a nice little revolver.
and it can, but I would think that a gun, something that could kill you, that's the last thing I would want to put in there.
Only if they had bullets, it can kill you.
It had one in the chamber too.
Oh,
the guns that they found. Yeah, she's stupid. But back to you.
That could be a weapon though. If she do, nice little kegel.
And shoot. See, this is one of those times when these videos to see JT exercising his imaginary Kegel muscles.
Like, why your eyes squinting? I'm trying to find the trigger.
This whole conversation is just wrong.
I mean, you can just imagine. It seems like it'll be on like a movie. What type of movie? Like
oh my God,
like a Jason Statham movie type. One of those offbeat movies. Like Crank.
Oh yeah.
It seems like something
I
that
can totally see
it,
as a scene on Crank.
She shooting a gun at her poom poom.
You should work on that novelty.
That's a gift.
Dear Lord, help me.
But you didn't answer the question.
What's the strangest thing I ever put in? I don't know, a tampon.
Yeah, that is kind of strange. I never understood why women don't just, ball up some toilet paper and just use that.
I could dig it.
I guess they have their reasons.
Yeah. They got their ways. They want to be, goody two shoes. They don't want to use no good ass tissue.
You too good. You don't wipe your backside with a tampon, do you? So no, I feel like anyway.
But have you wiped your backside with some toilet paper?
Yes,
of course. We all do. I ain't gonna be no stinking motherfucker.
There's more to my question. So when you wipe your backside with toilet tissue, you realize it leaves little fibers there.
What you say?
It leaves little fibers of toilet tissue.
No, you ain't wiping right.
You must be using that fiber tissue.
Can leave little strands of fiber.
That's that real soft toilet paper.
So you got to get that.
You got to like that, strong. So
you
soft.
want me to get basically paper towels and stuff it up?
No, not get the industrial strength. In toilet paper, the kind you have at work.
My point is that's why women don't use tissue. It would leave fibers there, and that would make you sick.
Oh,
so would y'all use your thumb or a shell? What?
Tampons. She just. What do you mean?
Oh, I'm still thinking about shit.
And I still never figured out how the 3 shells work. So no, we don't use the shells.
Well, usually because there's.
I don't know what this
like
is. You guys are what are the
that
shells? I don't know what that is.
I only got that from the
Demolition Man.
Yeah.
So y'all don't. Yeah,
the movie.
They use 3 shells.
Yeah.
In the future.
Sylvester Stallone.
Is that a brand of something, or is
No,
that
it was
No,
like
just
three
just a
shells.
term that
Seashell.
like she she knew what I was referring to. That's it.
Oh, that was an inside thing.
No,
this,
it was just
you
the
the
thing
outsider. You know,
Okay,
it's
now
pop culture.
let's speaking of pop culture, I wanted to bring up some good news. I don't think we actually talked about it on this particular show. So we got too much going on, JT. But on one of the shows that we do, we talked about LeBron James. And Novelty, you can correct me if I'm wrong if we talked about it on this show. But LeBron James has this foundation. I should have looked up the name of the foundation. But anyway, he has this foundation where he has these kids. They are a part of it, and he's planning on paying for their college.
Yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about it on this show.
Like Kaufman type deal here they got in Kansas City.
I don't know what that means.
You know the Kaufman students, and they got the scholarships.
This is I never heard of this.
LeBron James
You never
Family
heard it?
Foundation.
I don't know. No, that's not the name of it. I can tell you.
It's not.
Ain't it like I don't know the name, but it's like based in like its hometown, Akron.
Yeah, in Akron, Ohio.
Yeah,
But that wasn't the point of the story. I was just referencing that because that was the backstory.
oh
But
yeah,
also
the parents.
yeah. Now
Okay,
the
go ahead.
parents.
Yeah.
What about the parents?
Oh, the parents that are a part of this foundation as well. He's paying for them to have get free education and free to get their GED.
Oh, that's
Also
good.
providing them with like a laptop or whatever.
That's real good.
Oh, it's the program is called I Promise. The ones with the young kids, and then the program that's going to include the adults is called I Promise 2.
That's
And
good. That's real good.
the motivation behind it is parents should be more involved in their children's education. But if they
But
don't
if they
know,
don't have education,
Yeah.
how
then
can they?
how can they help? And it makes more sense for them to look out after the parent as well
Yeah.
to help.
Put them more in a parent mode.
Yeah, and to help ensure the success of the child as they try to go through the education system. So I
like
thought that
that.
was a really good thing. Shout out to LeBron James for that.
Yes.
We don't really hear too much good news.
Nope.
But we don't really talk about a lot of good news, which we need to change that. We got to find at least one positive thing that's going on
And state
in
that.
the world. Yeah.
That's hard to find.
It
We gonna end up saying I woke up this morning.
I don't think, I don't
That's
think
it.
it's hard to. I don't think
Nobody's-
it's necessarily
it's-
hard to find. It's just nobody's talking
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, I
there.
think it's more so
I
that.
think we'd have to actually go out and find the stories ourselves because we're not going to be able to find them from the media.
Right. Now, this next story or this next topic I didn't want to harp on for too long, but I did want to get at least Novelty's thoughts on the Karen Davis situation. Karen Davis is that county clerk, and I think it's Kentucky, right? Who decided that it's against her religious beliefs to issue out marriage certificates to same-sex couples. And it got to the point where she just kept refusing. The judge was like, you need to do it. She's like, I ain't going to do it. He said, do it for the fine. I ain't going to do it. And so she ended up having to go to jail because she was in contempt of court. She had a lot of supporters, a lot of people backing her, including a lot of politicians, which I thought was a little bit strange for politicians to be okay with someone, going against the law. That's just a little bit weird to me. But hey, they're free to believe whatever they want to believe. But her issue was that her name is on the marriage certificates. So, it's against her religion for two, same-sex couples to get married. And with her name on it, the paperwork, that it feels like she's condoning it in her mind. Yeah. So, I mean, I can kind of understand where she's coming from, but I feel like instead of actively refusing, like it seemed like it would be easier, even though you don't want to do this. But if the job is requiring you to do something that's against your religion, most times you can't just say no. you quit. You do something else.
That to me, I mean, it was simple. If your job requires you, to actually do this, I mean, it's really not you can take your stance, but you can't take your stance at your job.
Yeah,
and I mean that's point blank. I mean, that, to me, is cut and dry.
Right.
Really. I mean, she can have her beliefs. That I don't have no problem with that. Because mine is on the somewhat same length as far as Christian beliefs. But but then you still have to be in the workforce where America is not on Christian beliefs. You need
to be
not anymore.
Working for yourself.
Yeah.
Or maybe
or
work
find
for
a job
the
or Chick-fil-A or something. You know,
work for somebody who has the same values.
Same values as you do. Right. If not, then
And see, that's kind of my thing about it. I was like, well, why doesn't she just quit? I know she doesn't want to quit because maybe she likes what she does.
Yeah.
But this stance that she's taking just seems weird to me. Like, I don't think they would allow me to just say no.
I don't think it's weird. It's her stance. I mean, but
you're working for other people, and you're trying to put your beliefs off on other people.
Not only is she working for other people, to my understanding, the county clerk is a public office position. She had to be voted in by the people for that job.
She was elected.
So she basically told two people who gave her job that they couldn't get married, and she was going to break the law. I don't care what her beliefs are. She broke the law.
Yeah, I mean, if you break it, then you just have to deal with the consequences.
It's not even about this is your job. You got to do it. No, you broke the law. And as far as her beliefs, and you can stand behind your beliefs as all you want to, but if you sit and tell me you a Christian and people looking at your background and your background is dirtier than what you're trying to do, we got a problem. So she's standing on something, but she got it. It's the pot calling the kettle black. Basically,
if it's the land and the law,
she should have just stuck by the law and did what she had to do. If she didn't want to do it, then she should have took off. She should have said, "You know what? I don't feel good. I'm going home," and let whoever sits in her place do that day. If it was that serious,
right?
But to tell them no was wrong.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if her position says she has to sign off, then if I can be demoted, that ain't a question a lot of people ask. I mean, but if you feel that strongly that you don't want to do it,
she could have quit. I mean,
okay, somebody else going to have to come in this position.
She knew once that law passed, she was going to have to do that at some point. She should have taken some kind of due diligence to find a way to not have to deal with it and find somebody else who could.
And that she was placed in jail for contempt of court, I think last Thursday, and she got out this past Tuesday, I think right after the holiday. But the judge, because the people in her office, I think the clerk or whatever, her assistants, they started handing out marriage licenses. So licenses were being handed out. Somebody else was like, it ain't really worth all of this.
I wouldn't have made all that. I'm like, hey, can you just sign this? You my co-clerk,
right?
If they can sign it too.
If it was that serious, that's all she had to do.
Said, I'm just not gonna sign it.
But I'm still gonna do my job. She tried to force her beliefs onto somebody else. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you stand for. I might agree with you. I might not agree with you. But you do not have the right to force your beliefs on somebody else. Not in this country.
And I feel like a lot of people forget that not everybody believes the same thing. Like there are several religions out here that, go against some of the stuff that you say, but that's what they believe. So I think a part of, who was it? What's his name? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He penned this little letter, where he was talking about the situation where he said, you're free to practice your religion, but just don't force it on me. He also brought up the fact that, all these politicians are basically okaying, especially Mike Huckabee, okaying the fact that she's going against the law, and you're supposed to be if you're a politician, you're supposed to be of the law. You're supposed to be backing the law. Your government. Now I know they're corrupt a lot of sometimes.
You're supposed to do a lot of stuff as far as the law, but that ain't.
But to actively proclaim, before then, I think isn't Huckabee running for president?
I think he back in the race.
And I think Ted Cruz had his thoughts on the situation in support of her. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her. It's just what she's doing is just not right. And I feel like they should separate the two.
I think it is something wrong with her. It might not be anything wrong with her point of view, but
you think she's mental.
The fact that she decided to take that stand knowing it was against the law and she's a public official, something's not right there. I'm not saying she's mental, but something's wrong with her.
I don't think nothing's wrong with her. I mean, she just took a stand. I mean, you just have to deal with the consequences. I don't think it is nothing wrong with her. I mean, she because she believes like a lot of people just ain't gonna
She
do the same thing.
And said she didn't want to sign that paper.
But that doesn't make her. It's just because she took a stand doesn't mean something's wrong with her, though.
I think a lot's wrong with her personally, but I really do. I think a lot's wrong with her personally, but
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, but I feel like we're in agreement as far as
she broke the law. To me, she just broke the law. As far her stance, you can go either way, but she got to deal with the consequences. That's my deal.
We got to remember this country was one of the principles this country was founded on was freedom of religion. But we act like Christianity is the only religion in this country. We really have that as a bad habit of that. Christianity is law when this country was founded on freedom of religion. Let people believe what they want to believe religiously.
But you got to realize it was mostly Christians that started this country. I mean, they might say it was freedom of religion, but
it doesn't matter what it was.
No, I'm just saying, but that's what it is.
I mean, that might be true. It may have been mostly Christians at the time, but it is still our constitutional right to choose whatever religious belief we want, and that was
no. I mean, when you said about the Christian, that's
what I'm saying is we have to remember that freedom of religion is part of the founding of this country.
Yeah, we know
and.
That.
She's saying, we may know that, but we don't act like that.
No, I'm just saying because
we don't act like that.
We didn't really have Muslims, Buddhists over there, so Christianity was the main religion in this. I know it doesn't. I'm just saying what it is. Let me
make my point. My point is that may have been the case. Yeah. However, in this country, when it comes to politicians, when it comes to anybody standing in the public eye, everybody's screaming, "Oh, Christianity, Christianity, Christianity," and everybody else is wrong. But yet we stand on the principle of freedom of religion. We talking out the side of our necks. We saying, "Oh yeah, we believe you should be able to be this way," but if you're not, we looking down on you or we talking about you. People's personal beliefs that have nothing to do with you and don't harm anybody else is none of your business and has absolutely no place in government. Absolutely no place in government.
I had a different point, but go ahead.
I mean, you can.
I agree with you. No, I agree.
You said you had a different point. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying the reason why, because you didn't have that many people other than Christians over here. I think Christianity is still like the main religion over here. So I mean, it's going to take some time, even if that's the land of the law. They say that, but you still have, you can. What they say that white people have the same view. Everybody is equal, but we know that wasn't the case. I mean, it's going to take some time to get to that point. But I still agree with you as far as respecting everybody's religion. I'm just saying you still have the majority of the people in this country Christians.
We're not disagreeing.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying it to be disagreeable.
You're killing us, brother.
I'm just different.
I keep trying to turn. I'm talking about.
My volume. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. How far would you go? These next two stories. Like, how far would you go for some sex? Now people. No, I'm not gonna ask because I don't want anyone to incriminate themselves. Because Novelty, we've heard some stories about you. But coming out of Norfolk, Virginia,
really?
a woman was arrested. A woman was arrested and charged with being drunk in public after police say she was caught having sex with an unconscious man. Now they both was drunk, and I actually saw a video of this where people were just driving by. They like in the middle of the street. And he laying there.
You saw a video of them having sex?
They blurred out his private part, but yeah, it was on WorldStar.
I'm pretty sure.
It was like a news.
If you can catch a fight in the street, you can catch a.
It was broad daylight. He was unconscious.
They ain't in their bedroom.
And she was getting it in. And it's like a part of me was saying like, how desperate do you have to be to try to have sex?
They were drunk, probably not desperate.
I gotta can you do that?
They did. You can.
Unconscious?
I think he was. He said he was unconscious.
He was unconscious.
Right, but so can his member be conscious when he's unconscious?
I'd be sleeping, wake up with a heart on.
Okay.
It can happen.
Okay.
We're not trying to give you any ideas.
Yeah, she got happy. I mean,
really?
You see that smile?
Yeah.
Well, damn it, I didn't know.
I can work with it now.
Okay. I can't wait for tonight.
I can take all my clothes off now.
But it's the reason I say it feels weird, especially if she knew that he wasn't responsive. Then you couldn't wait until, like, if they knew each other, you couldn't wait until y'all got back to wherever. But he on the ground laid out, and you getting it in. That's weird to me.
She was intoxicated too, right? She was under the influence.
Yeah, she was drunk, but she wasn't past that.
Oh well, I mean, if you drunk, you gonna do some things. You ain't gonna care.
And she didn't.
I done seen a girl go down on the dude right, on the street, and just
while she was drunk. I've seen that happen sober.
Well,
like,
they don't take much then. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much.
But it usually doesn't happen in traffic. Stuff like that I see on the side of a building, on the side of a building, underneath somebody's porch. But then also this, and coming out of Orlando, Florida, we got this Orlando man was he was trying to go out on a lunch date with his coworker. They headed out, and it was a female coworker. He pulls into this little mall parking lot, pulls out a pistol, and then tells her, I don't even know if he said anything to her, but he tries to inject her with some ketamine. But she ends up, jumping out the car and running away. It's like he was going to try to kill. He had duct tape. They said he had handcuffs. He had a pistol.
What's ketamine?
It's like horse tranquilizer. But this is your co-worker. This is somebody
was
that
he trying to kill her or rape her?
I think
maybe had like a crush on her.
They didn't say,
and she didn't give him the time of day.
They said as he went to stab her in the leg with a syringe full of ketamine, the woman got out of the car and ran for help. But investigators said he offered to take the victim to lunch on Wednesday. He pulled into a mall parking lot and then pointed a gun at the woman. But again, this is your coworker. I don't see her coming out of this alive. If you're going to do something to somebody that know you, y'all work together, that means your job got all your information. You wasn't expecting her to come back to work on Monday.
Maybe he thought she'd like give in and enjoy the situation.
I mean, but even that's
my them to leave
is
together. He didn't think it through at all. Because again, this was his co-worker. This is somebody that know him. They work together. That's stupid.
They worked together. They left for lunch together. He had duct tape, a gun, an animal tranquilizer, and what else?
Zip ties.
What was he getting ready to do to her?
I mean, he
probably gonna keep her for a while and probably have sex with her. Yeah, that stuff you see on movies.
Have something to take her out and tie up and do other stuff.
This is the sad world we live in.
This show is.
Yeah, that's textbook.
He probably Googled how to kidnap. Yeah. what do I need?
What I need to do? In the basement. I got my kidnap kit. We call it ketamine. I got my zip ties.
He ordered it on Amazon.
Yeah, my kidnap kit. Like where do you get horse tranquilizer
for $19.99?
I'm pretty sure you can get off the internet.
You think so?
You can get drugs, any type of drug off the internet.
I mean, I didn't want to say
Mike's starting to become a pill popper.
You can get everything except flowers, glow in the dark flowers from Hong Kong.
Why would you want glow in the dark flowers? That's weird.
Well, not glow in the dark. They light up at night. You stick them outside. They like solar and they light up at night.
Okay.
You can't get those from Hong Kong.
Do we want to?
Yeah, I'm like.
Well, I tried to order some, but the United States government wouldn't let them pass through customs.
Oh, maybe
it's not patented. Or
maybe it's not safe, and it's actually sending like some signals to a foreign
China,
like bomb here or something. You never know.
Government wouldn't let it come through, so whatever.
Did you get your money back?
Yes.
Okay, that's what that's
all that matters.
Oh, anyway, that's all I got. People, you guys got anything else you want to talk about? I know you was wanting to talk about that Kevin Gates situation. You was like, please talk about Kevin Gates.
Nope. This seems like that's something you want to talk about. There ain't really nothing to talk about though.
No, that's why I wasn't gonna bring it up. But I saw it in your eyes.
No, there's only.
Okay, so y'all done brought it up. Now I want to know who's Kevin Gates.
Oh, he's the one who was like having sex with his cousin.
The tennis player?
No, the tennis player. His name was was it Jason or James?
James Blake.
James Blake, yeah. The mistaken identity where
and they just rushed him down and arrested him,
So then what did Kevin Gates do?
He kicked this girl at a concert.
Yeah,
for touching
a fan grabbed his leg or something, and he kicked her in the chest.
And he's saying now that she was touching him, and he told her a few times to not do it, and that was the last straw what we saw. And so he kicked her in the chest, and now she's saying she don't feel right, and
she don't feel right.
That.
Well, I'm sure
she been interviewed and all that.
Chest.
I ain't warning that, but if somebody keep on warning you, if that's what happened,
I ain't warning that.
If you keep, you keep on, hey. There's a line between me and you. You down there and I'm on the stage. I ain't gonna say kicker. I probably would have got security.
Yeah.
And
that
been the proper he went hood on her, and now he can probably get sued and all that.
I think a lot. I did hear they were trying to charge him with like assault of some kind. I didn't see the video.
I saw her grab like a little piece of and just trying to.
Was it seem like she was trying to grab his private part?
It was on the side view, so I don't know if it looked like a leg she was going up, but I don't know her aim. I don't know her thought process. But
what did she say? She was just trying to touch it.
She being a fan. She really didn't say nothing about what she was trying to do. She was saying like, what happened as far as him kicking her.
Did she end up in the hospital or anything like that?
I don't know. You asking me like I interviewed the girl. You the one that brought it up.
I didn't even know about the interview with the girl, so I figured.
That's it. I didn't really see like the ins and outs of like little clips and stuff. Her and her mama and shit, but ain't nothing really serious.
I mean, I understand saying stop, but
ain't nothing but hood news.
Hood news, okay.
Anyway, that's all we got, people. We appreciate you guys for checking us out. Make sure you stop by the website at keepitmovingpodcast.com, on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Well, you guys will see this on YouTube, but y'all know y'all can find us everywhere just by searching Keep It Moving Podcast. Until next time, you guys take care of yourselves.
Night.